All right, so here we are, the feast day of the Immaculate Conception of Mary. So once again, this is the day we're celebrating Mary as sinless since even before her birth. All right, so Mary is that ideal person from the very start of her life. Now there is a word out there that is often used to describe Mary, and that word is chastity. Okay? Mary was perfectly chaste. And to be sure, the typical use of that word is to describe someone who isn't married. You know, nuns are called to chastity, for instance. And that is the main way we have used that word for about 500 years. But there is a more general use of that word because chastity is not a 500-year-old word. It's more of an 800-year-old word. And the original meaning of that word comes down to clean, elegant, and pure. Those are its synonyms. Okay? And its antonyms would be coarse, immoral, and impure. So certainly, chastity is a perfectly reasonable word to use to describe Mary. Now, we should see a glimpse of that in our lives because, you know, part of our love for Mary is for her chastity. She was pure and had pure relationships. That's what we should see in our own lives, at least in a glimpse, in our relationships. She was a perfect husband to Joseph and a perfect mother to Jesus. And those two things are not the same, obviously. But she was perfect, she was pure in all manners of life. So take the motherliness part, for instance. You should see some of that in your life today. You know, a few years ago, my mom had this brilliant moment. It was like heroic motherliness. And it just came out of the blue, completely unexpected. So I was in seminary at the time, so I want to say this is a 4-year-old memory or so. I was in seminary, and you know, I just had a really crummy day. Like from the very beginning. Like I woke up tired, and my prayer life was dry. And some of the guys were being bullies and being mean, so I just kind of felt junky all day. I think my classes were really hard that day. It was just a bad day. And of course, it never ended. It never ended. I didn't have a scrap of free time from like 7 in the morning to 8:30 at night. So I was miserable and exhausted. So I climbed the stairs, dragged myself into my room, and I have just enough time for a cup of tea, one episode of my show, and then pass out and pray for a better tomorrow. And wouldn't you know it, around the time my tea was ready, my phone rings. It's my mom. I don't want to talk to my mom. I don't want to talk to anybody. But it's my mom. And we haven't spoken in a while, it might be important. All right, I'll talk. It won't be long, but I should at least pick up. Hey, Mom, how's it going? And I am not making this up. Then what my mom said was, "Hi, Justin. I've been thinking about you all day, and I can't shake a feeling I've had all day. Justin, did you have a bad day today?" And of course I go, I'm okay. I had a bad day, and you know, I totally spilled. And I told her all about the day and about just how bad it was from sun up to sundown. It was, we talked a while. You know, we talked a lot longer than I was planning on. You know, didn't watch my show that night. But I really needed that. Like, I really needed that, even though I didn't realize it when I picked up the phone. And just to be clear, my mom doesn't call me every week asking if I had a bad day. Like, I didn't post anything on Facebook. I wasn't texting other people in the family. My mom had absolutely no reason to think that I had a bad day that day. She just knew. And she knew that I probably needed a shoulder to cry on, even if it was over the phone. You know, that is pure motherliness right there. That is an awesome mom moment. It wouldn't be such a great dentist moment, you know? Like, don't recognize that number. Hello? Hi, Justin. It's Dr. Becker, your dentist. Why are you calling me at 9 o'clock at night? Justin, did you have a bad day today? Do you want to talk? And hanging up. Like, that would be weird and creepy. Like, that is not an appropriate phone call. I'm sure you all understand that. A pure relationship with your dentist means being comfortable in the waiting room and the dentist making your visit as painless as humanly possible. That's what a good dentist should do. Not call you in the middle of the night. That's something for best friends and parents, really. So here's what I want you to learn today about Mary. Well, from Mary, I should say. We are all called to chastity and purity in life. And all of you have the right to companionship, okay? Absolutely anybody can be a part of your life. Anybody, okay? I'm talking your mom, to your dentist, to a total stranger. But the trick is, for every relationship in your life, there are good ways and bad ways to express that relationship and live it out in life. All right? Your mom should know when you're having a rough time and should give you a shoulder to cry on. That's not what makes a good dentist. That's part of what makes a good mother. Your best friend should be willing to share a secret with you every once in a while and go to see a movie with you over the weekend. That is a chaste relationship. That is what a good best friend does. Your classmates or coworkers, you know what? Even if you're not friends per se, they still owe you a measure of respect and basic courtesy. That is what it means to be a good classmate or a coworker. And you know what? This even applies to someone like you and the waiter at the restaurant. You know, he shouldn't put beef in your veggie burger because he thinks it's funny. That's not what makes a good waiter. So once again, we are always called to that chastity or purity. Purity and chastity are always at work in the world for all of us, and it was true for Mary, it was true for Jesus, and it's absolutely true for us today.